Welcome to Just an Average Fantasy Football Podcast.
Holla.
Damn, it didn't sound anything like that, man. I need to listen to that one more time and try to remember what I'm doing here.
That's what we're missing.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Well, welcome into Just an Average Fantasy Football Podcast. I'm your host, Daniel Hayes, with Matt Baker
That was me.
and with Larry Cowan.
What up?
You can find us at avgffpod.com. You can find us on Facebook, Apple, Spotify, YouTube, Podbeam. You can go flick the bean. You can listen to us on the website.
Flick that bean.
So go check us out. Give us a like, give a follow, subscribe, whatever it asks for. So the Super Bowl is done, and I'm going to go ahead and get my grievances out there. That was one of the worst Super Bowls for three quarters that I've ever seen. The last quarter was the commercials were atrociously bad.
Yeah, it's pretty shit.
There wasn't any commercial to me that was memorable in a good way. There were a couple that were okay. But all in all, I just didn't enjoy it. I did enjoy the halftime show. You can say what you want to say, but I enjoyed it. But outside of that, I didn't really care for the game or the commercials. So, you know.
I don't understand, though. I hate commercials all the time, so I don't specifically look for them.
Well,
in
it
the
used
Super
to
Bowl.
be. It used to be like back in the day. The commercials were funny. That's where the only time you cared about commercials was Super Bowl. That's where they would come out with the funny Doritos. Like you remember that one commercial where like the guy had his wife was in labor and he's eating Doritos and he holds the Dorito near her belly and the belly starts moving. The baby's following the Dorito, so he takes it and he like whips it, and then all of a sudden the woman goes, "Oh!" because the baby was birthed chasing a Dorito. Those are the kind of commercials that you would get at the Super Bowl. I want to say the "What up?"
Yeah, started as a Super Bowl.
Super Bowl
Budweiser,
commercials.
frogs.
Yeah,
The
they-
Budweiser frogs.
They had that Cheez-It commercial about 6 years ago where they're talking in the kitchen about, well, why are you guarding your Cheez-Its? He's like, I don't know, anybody could steal it. The burglar, the neighbor, or Sasquatch. And then he's fighting Sasquatch when the lights come on.
He's got like night vision goggles and he's like,
My favorite part when the neighbor runs in and steals them and runs away while he's fighting Sasquatch. God, that's the kind of shit that's just, it's dumb, but man, it's.
They used to have entire shows that would be like, you know, an hour-long special of the greatest Super Bowl commercials of all time. And now it's like this one was half of them were AI enhanced with
so bad with all the old
and they were
actors
contrived
and stuff.
where they were. It's like it felt like they were trying so hard to be funny that it was like. If you have when a little kid, like if he's walking across the room and he trips and he kind of stumbles a little bit and everybody laughs. Mm-hmm. So then like for the next 15 or 20 minutes, he acts like he's falling everywhere. And you're like, bro, it's not the same.
Yeah.
Like that's what I felt like the commercials were. It was just like they were forcing stupidity to try to be funny with some stupid stuff with celebrities. I don't know. It was
when the celebrities weren't even in it. It was like AI. And so it's like they're getting away with cheaper commercials. Right. By not even it's all.
And then you got Ring cameras now trying to create artificial. Like, did you see that commercial where they're like, with new artificial or AI through Ring camera, if you lose your pet, we can now do a scan of your pet. And then it will use every other Ring camera in the neighborhood
to
search for your
illegal.
dog. Yeah.
I'm sure it's in the fine print when you sign up for there. I mean, it's That's what all this
I'm sure it's something. Hopefully, it's something you have to opt in for.
Yeah.
I don't
probably
know.
inclusive, and you have to opt out.
That's
probably
that might
what
be
it
the
is
case too.
Well,
like with
I know
Facebook,
the police are using it. I mean, they have a network that basically shows every camera in the city, and they can just zone in on anything, including your Ring cameras.
Can access anything that's.
But for the purposes of this podcast, we'll try to stick to the game because there's a lot of other stuff, of course, that went on with the Super Bowl that can take up hours of time. But
gambling fraud.
I will say I was close on the prediction.
You damn near
I
nailed
predicted
it.
the Seahawks win 24-13. They won 29-13. I will say on the New England side of the ball, it played out kind of how I expected. I knew that Seattle's defense was very good. I knew that their offense, New England's offense, had looked like garbage the entire playoffs.
Yeah, this postseason's been really slow.
And it was just, it just, that's kind of how it was. And part of me feels like that New England played scared the whole game until the fourth quarter when they were desperate. And that's when they started scoring points.
Well, they started taking a lot more chances. But, I mean, Drake May did get the interception kind of early, and he was getting tore up. They had 4 sacks before the halftime.
Was Will Anderson the left tackle? That dude was, he reminded me of Mike Rimmers in the Panthers Super Bowl against Denver when Cam was just getting ate up by Von Miller. It was very reminiscent of that. The left side, with the Panthers, was the right side of the O-line. The left side of the O-line was getting destroyed all night. For the Patriots.
It was really bad for Drake May.
But their play calling was whatever. They I know that Ramondre Stevenson had some decent runs, but they hardly used TreVeyon Henderson. And he's the fastest. He is the most electric player on both teams.
Yeah.
And so he's a guy that should have been utilized far earlier and a lot more.
Except maybe Shaheed. Shaheed's pretty electric.
I will give you that. Him and Shaheed, but
Matt Collins apparently is.
Yeah, Matt Collins just
look. That dude is like, I don't know. It's weird. 5 years? Like, he was with the Falcons and he showed out a little bit, like out of nowhere for no reason. And then when he went to the Buffalo, it's like he showed up a little bit for no reason.
He went to the Buffalo.
He went to the Buffalo.
Even with the Raiders, it would be like one game a season.
Yeah, there'd be one game where it's like, well, we got to get this guy, and it's so
he's very inconsistent,
so sporadic. Yeah. But he was electric.
Boogie woogie.
There it is. There for them few plays, it was like a back-to-back thing leading down to that touchdown and everything. So
but that's what I'm saying. If you go back to the Denver game, they played very similar to me. And I understand that it was a blizzard, but it was like they just went out there with this vanilla offense and just keep it close and let the defense do their thing, and then just kind of win it as a battle of attrition. But it's like Seattle was just like, once we get in field goal range, no matter what we're doing, we're not taking any unnecessary chances.
Yeah.
If we can't get a first down, we're going to kick field goal, and that's what they did. They kind of sensed it early that New England's offense wasn't hitting on much, and they just knew their defense was. But like you got to do something, man. You can't wait till there's 12 minutes left in the game and go, okay, now we're going to try to get the ball downfield.
Yeah, when they to me, once Seattle kicked their third field goal, New England should have started opening things up a little bit more. They should have, look, if this is how it's going to be, what's the worst that could happen at this point?
The shift protection, too. They weren't shifting protection to the left side. They have 2 tight ends in Hunter Henry and Austin Hooper who are decent blockers. They weren't hardly chipping on the left side at all. They were running everything to the right, which I get it, but you're already predicting that as soon as you hike the ball, the left side's going to collapse. So you're rolling him. You're cutting off half the field right off the cuff for Drake May. And
you're making it easy for the defense to figure out what's going to happen.
Right. And Ramondre Stevenson sucks at blocking. TreVeyon Henderson sucks at blocking. So you don't have any running back there that's helping him on max protect to eat up some of these blocks. And it's just, it was terrible. Again, it was very reminiscent of how the Panthers did. It's like, at what point do you go, hey, we got to do something. We can't just stick with what we've always done. These guys are destroying us, and we're going to lose this game. And, I love Mike Vrabel, but I figured at some point he would have been like, yo, fix it.
Yeah.
Let's try something around here. Something different, because what we're normally doing is not right. But
it's a Super Bowl. It's like, I don't know, like, to me, it's like once you're already down 2 scores coming back from halftime, why not shoot more shots instead of just, because at a certain point you have to score a touchdown. Getting down and kicking a field goal is not going to win it.
No, I mean they did get the ball taken away from them on a drop back, so who knows what that pass would have been. They were trying, but it's like when you become an offense that is one dimensional, and you were already getting pass rush all night, and now you've become one dimensional where you have to pass, and they know it. They weren't even blitzing. They were rushing forward most of the night, and they were destroying that left side of the O-line.
Yes.
It felt like Drake May was kind of like the spot was just a little too big for him right now.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's understandable, right? And,
it's his second year.
And he started seeing ghosts out there after getting hit a few times. And it was almost like he was thinking, don't fuck this up. Don't fuck this up.
Yeah, he was playing tight. And I think some of that, too, if I've got a player and I design an offense around that player that's like shows them that I'm playing scared, then that tells that player I don't have confidence in them. Yeah. But if I design an offense around that player where I'm going to let them try to play ball, then maybe it instills some confidence in them. You know, when my son first got his driver's license, my oldest, you know, he's as soon as he got the license, he wanted to go cruising. So we get back to the house, and of course my ex-wife, you know, she was, oh my God, and he didn't have a cell phone or anything. So it was like, when you get your friends, you call me and blah, 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 you know, this and that. And she was like panicking, and I'm like, you got this, you know, here's the keys, have a good time. And I was all nonchalant. And then he headed out, and she's like, "You're not worried?" I was like, "I'm scared to fucking death, but I don't want him to see that because if he looks at me and sees that I'm scared,
he's getting nervous.
I want him to think that I believe in him, and so when he pulls out this driveway, he has that confidence, and I think there's a lot of that in the way that they were coaching Drake May in this game. It's like it felt like to them they weren't showing him that he could do it, and so at that point it's like, well, maybe I can't do it. And then the longer he kept getting bum rushed by the left side, it was like, well, maybe they're right, you know.
Well, I'm sure the media and the lead up to the game also played a part, because he's probably reading the press clippings,
absolutely
listening to what they say. Oh, they had an easy schedule all season, you know, and they're not playing great. So when he gets out there, he's like, damn, maybe that's true.
Yeah.
He starts weighing on, especially young mind. I mean, he's still a baby. I mean, you think about it. It's so impressionable.
He looks like a baby.
Yeah, right. So I mean, it is tough. It's tough for these guys in this kind of spotlight at that young of an age too.
Yeah.
I mean,
there's
a lot there.
If it wasn't for Gonzalez, though, this game would have been a huge blowout.
Yeah, Christian got that.
Him and Spillane. Like I was texting Daniel before. I didn't realize Spillane had ended up on the Patriots, man. But that dude was all over the place. Anytime you heard anything going wrong on Seattle, it was like, oh, Spillane got there early, you know, kind of deal.
Yeah,
I'm like, man, that
one
dude,
Gonzalez basically shutting down JSN, and then he did that one catch or one pass broke up at the end zone that should have been a touchdown.
Yeah.
That was like towards the end of the second half, I think.
Yeah,
that was a big play because
where he leaped out. He almost intercepted it. I mean, but it was right there.
Yeah, it was. It definitely was one of those where it looked like New England in the moment was too big for them at that time. And to be honest with you, Seattle, I don't think they had to do. They did what they had to do.
Oh yeah,
it wasn't one of those at no point where they pressed. So you can't really sit here and overanalyze that. You know, I got to give it to Sam Darnold. I have not been one of his biggest fans. I should say I never disliked Sam Darnold. I just never trusted him. I always felt like Sam Darnold was not a guy that could step up when the lights got bright. That he was one of those that would fold as the lights got bright. And to be honest with you, for a majority of his career, the brighter the lights, the worse he played.
Absolutely.
But this season, they found a game plan. They gave him a defense, and he went out there and he took them to a Super Bowl. You know, he won 14 games for it's not the first player ever, but the first player in a long time to have back-to-back with two different teams. I think
different teams.
Yeah, he's the first player ever to have 14 wins with two different teams in 2 different years.
Back-to-back
seasons.
At this point, he's the grizzled old vet.
Yeah, that's true.
And he's still only like 26 years old.
Yeah, and he's the first one of that draft class to go out there and get a Super Bowl.
Yep.
You know?
That's an insane stat,
Super Bowl,
right?
Yeah.
Because that was such a draft class.
Yeah,
it was. And for him, his journey, starting out with the Jets being absolute cheeks with that team, and then with Carolina and not really getting an opportunity with Carolina.
He was the one seeing ghosts.
Yeah, and then balling out with Minnesota for most of the year, then losing the playoff game, and then getting run out of town there, which was insane. How bad they became, and then he's winning a Super Bowl, which is just like an extra rub.
It shows what can happen when you got a guy with potential, though, and you hang on to him for long enough until he can get it.
Yeah, well, I think it's also good that he played that 1 year's or that half a season or whatever it was with the 49ers where he was the backup with Shanahan, and then played the season with Kevin O'Connell, and who's also a great quarterback coach in Minnesota. And I think those two things kind of helped him reset his career and get back on track, because he always had the tools. That's why he's the number 3 pick.
Yeah.
It was just about him seeing ghosts. You remember all that when he played for the Jets. And him getting past that and getting back on ground, because when you got the blood of Dick Hammer running through your veins, at some point you're going to rise to the occasion.
Yeah, it's definitely got to step up. I mean, he paid homage a lot to Brock Purdy when he played with the 49ers, and like his attitude and his style of play. It's like, it was so different from what I came into this as, watching his interview and everything, and to be able to humble himself enough to take advice and or listen to someone that's younger than him and is outperforming
right
him, and use that to move forward.
Yeah,
that's what he was playing part of, and saying where he got as good as he did this.
Well, the year that he went to Minnesota was McCarthy's rookie year. McCarthy was supposed to start.
Yeah,
he was supposed to go there to be McCarthy's backup.
Yeah, exactly.
And so for him to even know that going there, that was most likely, like you said, for him to humble himself and say, "Hey, I'm going to go here and try to compete. And if I don't, then I'm at least in a good system."
Yeah.
And then for him to do what he did there too, and have a really good season. I mean, statistically, obviously winning 14 games with Minnesota, but statistically he was through the roof as well.
Yeah.
And then, this entire playoff run, he did not turn the ball over once.
Yeah, not the whole playoffs. Yeah.
Yeah, for the entire playoffs, which is crazy because, he did turn it over a fair amount during the regular season. And then, he locked in during the playoffs and knew that his defense was good enough. As long as he doesn't give short fields to them, they're going to, which he's right. He was right. They're going to keep him in every game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
I was upset. I think Jason Myers should have been the MVP personally, but I understand he's a kicker. Generally, they don't get him. And I will say, we do need to bring up Kenneth Walker because he was steady be shitting in the regular season for the most part, but he was steady be hitting in the postseason. And he went out there. Without him, they obviously wouldn't have been able to do a lot and get him within those field goal ranges. So for him to be the MVP, I don't hate it, but Jakobi Meyers should have got some love at the end of the Jason Myers, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Jay Myers, yeah. I said his name right the first time and fucked up second time. But he should have got some love.
He definitely should have.
I didn't recall anyone bringing him up in the post game. Nobody even bothered to interview him. It's like he put up 15 points and fuck that guy.
Yeah. He's just doing his job.
Right?
Shit, just don't miss, bro.
Yeah, with the crosswinds there and to hit 5 of them like that, dude.
Yeah, it's open roof stadium.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was good. I'm not apologizing to Kenneth Walker yet. I said it before the podcast. If you're gonna do this, continue next season because it's so hard. We're talking fantasy here. I can't apologize to a guy that didn't do all that great all season, and then all of a sudden in the playoffs, looks like I should have drafted him 1 overall this last year. He averaged over 100 yards per playoff game.
Putting him on blast though. Did y'all hear that? So during the game, he's talking about how great a runner he is, and then he misses one pass. He goes, "Well, let's not forget,
he's not a very good catcher."
This is the problem with Kenneth Walker is he's terrible at catching and terrible at pass blocking.
That's what I hate about announcers in general for any football games.
Yeah.
It's like one good play, this is the best player we've ever seen. One bad play, this is the worst player.
Before that Drake May interception, he was like, "Well, now we're starting to see Drake May is the quarterback he is and carried this team, and he's really showing something here, the poise." And then interception, he didn't say nothing. It's like crickets on the screen or on the TV, and it's like, okay, so you're right. Like 1 minute, this dude's a Hall of Famer, and the next minute it's like, well, Drake May shouldn't have made that pass across the middle. I was like, bro, 5 seconds ago, you were comparing him to Dan Marino.
Yeah.
Dude, when you're a fan of a certain team, it pisses you off to listen to announcers sometimes, man.
Oh, yeah. Or if you hate a certain team and the announcer loves them. I don't necessarily hate the Chiefs, but good Lord, if I got to watch a game with Chris Collinsworth announcing Pat Mahomes anymore, I'm going to jump off a building.
And Savior, Patrick Mahomes.
But it's going to be interesting to see next year. What is your confidence level now moving forward in players like Kenneth Walker? Like next year, I'm sure he's going to skyrocket up the draft boards. Are you if he's a second or third round pick? Are you willing to take him in redrafts that high?
It depends on who's in front of him, how the order shakes out by the time draft rolls around. But
I guess it's also going to depend on whether Charbonnet's still there next year too.
I'm not afraid to take him because I think he can have another good season.
Yeah,
but I'm not going to buy the surge in the price.
Yeah,
and it's going to happen.
I think so.
There'll be people trying to take him at the end of the first.
Yep.
Yeah,
and
especially if Sharps doesn't come back off this injury. early enough, like soon enough. I mean,
he's also a free agent, so there's chances he didn't get re-signed.
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah,
but then you got players like JSN. He's definitely going to be a first-round draft pick next year based off the season. I know he didn't do a ton in that game. Like we talked about Christian Gonzalez shutting him down. Then he missed like almost a whole quarter, or he did miss a whole quarter going through the concussion protocol.
Yeah.
And so you had that, but based off of the season that JSN had, he's definitely probably going to be a top 5 pick. In most leagues next year, so he's going to jump up the boards.
I'd buy that though.
I absolutely would buy that. Yeah, especially if Darnold's going to be back. It's going to be. I am a little concerned. We'll talk more about this in a minute. But Kubiak, the offensive coordinator, is going to the Raiders, and that's his offense because the head coach of Seattle is the defensive coordinator, and so Greg Kubiak ran that offense, and now he's going to the Raiders. So. We talk about this all the time, why it sucks when these teams take defensive coordinators for coaches. I mean, it works for Seattle. They just won a Super Bowl, but guess what? Now they got to find another offensive coordinator. And if he's going to come in and run the same system, how that's going to gel with Darnold and this team. So it's going to be interesting to see who they end up getting, if they're just going to promote somebody within or if they're going to go out and get another offensive coordinator moving forward.
So is it they still selling the Seahawks now that they won the Super Bowl?
Well, that's what. From what I understand, that's probably why they're selling. So high.
I almost had enough money to buy them until they won the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Just went a little too high.
That's what I'm saying. You just went right outside of my grasp.
I can make a couple calls. I got some money I can move around in the Balkans.
Hey, let's do it.
Put some stuff together. Yeah. I was thinking about it. Like I said, we're going to start a GoFundMe. So
we're going to have a crowd-funded team. For just a measly $100 and something $1,000, you can own a percentage of the Seattle Seahawks.
Very small percentage, but a percentage.
This is the people's champion, right?
Yes,
here.
Exactly.
Yep. And we're going to move them to Covington, Georgia.
Yes.
Somewhere close. I want to get outside of the traffic. We might move out to like Madison or something. Get away from the Atlanta traffic, But
absolutely.
It'd be way cheaper to build the stadium out there too. I mean, I get the property cheaper.
Well, hey, perfect town. We'll move them to Danielsville.
Oh yeah, exactly.
My name's in it already.
Yeah, it works out perfect.
I always think if you're going to start a team, it has to be alliteration too. So if it goes to Madison, like the Madison Maulers or something,
the Madison Moo Cows,
the Danielsville Dongs.
There is a lot of cows out there.
Yeah. Well, if we go to Danielsville, we can be the Danielsville Dominators.
Or Danielsville Dongs.
The Danielsville Dongs. The Danielsville Dinglings.
We should just let. We
have digressed to first grade humor.
We'll do. Speaking of first grade humor, we'll just let all the people who fund into it. We all get to vote on the name.
Yeah. Then they're going to be the Footy McFootball faces.
Is what it's going to be.
100%. Exactly. They'll be the Footy McFootball faces,
just like the Commanders.
Yes. Oh my God!
They should have took a crowd vote for that name for sure.
Yeah.
That was how we came up with calling them the Footy when they were the Washington football team.
Yeah.
Well, I started calling them the Footy McFootball faces because I'm like they should crowdfund the name. And that's what we'll end up calling them.
Yeah,
my old podcast partner always called them the commies
when they became the Commanders.
Yeah.
I think we called them the Manders for a little while, but the Footy McFootball Manders. That's what we called them.
Yeah. But yeah, it wasn't a terrible Super Bowl. It wasn't the best, but it wasn't.
I don't know. It was comparable to that. Oh gosh, the Rams Patriots one that was 13-3 that one.
Well, that was like 3-0 in the first half, and then
that one's the worst one I've ever watched.
Terrible.
Absolutely,
yeah. At least this one had a little bit of scoring.
Yeah, it was interesting. I mean, like I said,
I'm glad I didn't go to a Super Bowl party to watch it though.
Yeah, no shit. I will say, even without the scoring, it was still a decent paced game though too. It was.
Yeah, there wasn't a ton of penalties.
Yeah, there was no penalties. There wasn't a lot of like controversial calls that everybody's yelling about. There wasn't a lot of
I agree with that.
A lot of BS. It was a pretty clean game, I guess.
I'm sure that was made a point.
Yeah, well, I mean, it started out when they were doing the coin toss. I swear they said heads.
I thought they said tails too.
And I'm like, wait a second.
Yeah, I thought he said heads too. And I was like, and then he said something about tails, and then he looked over at him, and I thought they were going, no, we said heads. So he goes, it's tails. Yep. And I didn't know if he was saying, no, fuck you, it's tails. I don't give a shit what you said.
That's what I was like, as soon as I go to Facebook, I guarantee everybody's like, oh no, this is why they're going to lose the game. Because he said heads and he wanted tails.
There was a game, I think it was a regular season game one year, where the guy got it wrong. And you can hear it. The guy goes heads, and he goes, okay, it's tails. And then he immediately flips the coin.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and then it landed on heads, and he gave it to the other team. I can't remember what that was, but that was super controversial. Mm-hmm. Thing. So I thought we were about to have another one, but during the Super Bowl,
that's what I was saying.
Heard it too. I thought he said heads as well.
We're 3 seconds into the Super Bowl, and I'm like, oh fuck.
No, son, you said tails. Yeah, trust me.
Yeah, but
this thing only has tails.
Did you not read your script before you got up here?
Exactly.
But I think both teams, I think they're going to be competing to be back there next year, unless something crazy happens. I mean, it's so hard. You look at what happened with the Eagles this year; they kind of fell off with their team. But
Super Bowl hangover.
Yeah, but we'll see. Shout out to Sam Darnold. He got there, he got the ring, so he's off my shit list. I do think the moment was too big for Drake May, and I think his team did not instill confidence in him, and then they also didn't make the adjustments of that O-line that needed to be made to help him as the game went along.
Yeah.
I feel like the world wanted the underdog story to happen anyway, so it kind of played out, for fan favorites. They were saying that the stadium was like 60% Seahawks and 10% Patriots, and then just randos.
Yeah. that makes sense because it was 49er stadium, so,
Yeah. And the Patriots are like, man, I've already been to like 8 of them. I don't think we can get down to this one.
Do we need to be at every one?
Well, I don't know if you guys remember, it wasn't that long ago when Seahawks were winning with Carroll and all them that there was all the Seahawks fans that come out of nowhere.
You mean the 12s?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, all the 12s.
They'll be back
12s?
Yeah, so this was the bandwagon revival.
Yeah.
It's definitely both sides too. Both sides
that's what I'm saying. Bandwagon revival for both teams. So
that'd be a good name for the Super Bowl.
Patriots and Seahawks tags everywhere.
Oh yeah, flags on trucks and stuff. Mm-hmm. Well, we're going to hit on a few coaching changes before we get out of here, and then just to give you a heads up, I'm not sure. We are going to take a little time off, and then as we get closer to the draft, we'll pop back in and I do want to do like a dynasty series where we kind of talk about some stuff about rebuilding dynasty teams and things like that. But we're going to take a little time away after this podcast, and then
I got to spend all my winnings from this weekend. So,
you did win. He won. He won poker night, and then he won twice in squares. So dudes
in that set of squares, I won in 3 other sets of squares too. Yeah.
I mean, hell, you obviously lucky. Look what you did with that team that had nobody on it.
It's true.
I was just saying,
bro, you should be playing the lottery every week. Right now.
I'm riding it out while it's good right now. I'm riding it out. We'll see what happens.
Ride the wave.
Yep.
But we'll talk a little bit more about some of these coaching changes that we got going. So we talked a little bit about Kubiak going to the Raiders. I don't really know what that means. It's going to depend on who else he gets, but Kubiak's going to be the OC there. And we saw what the offense that he likes to run with Seattle. But if you look at Kubiak's career, it's kind of been up and down. He's been in the league a long time. I'm not sure about head coaching experience, but he's been an offensive coordinator in a long time, and he's had some really good seasons, and he's had some down seasons. And I think he comes from that, not the Kyle Shanahan tree. I think it comes from the big Shanahans. I think he comes from the overall Shanahan tree. Mike Shanahan. There it is. Kyle's dad. I'm pretty sure that's the tree that he branches out of.
That was kind of how he got the job with the Broncos, right?
Yeah. Yes. So he was a.
That was not a good stint.
No, it wasn't. And that's what I'm saying. His career as an OC has been up and down, but I think the last couple seasons he's been fairly solid. I think he was with Geno's last year in Seattle before Geno left to go down to the Raiders, which we saw what that turned into. Yeah. And so to think that what he got out of Geno that last year, we didn't think it was great, and it looks like it might have been, legendary.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see. We all expect them to draft the kid out of Indiana,
Mendoza,
and so we'll see if that what he's got you know, they got Brock Bowers there. They got Genty. They need an O-line for sure. That O-line is absolutely abysmal. And see what they can do there. And they need a receiver too. They got rid of Jacoby Myers. I like Trey Tucker. I think he's okay as like a number 2 guy, but they really don't have any number 1 talent
outside of Brock Bowers.
Yeah, I would say Brock Bowers is the number 1 receiver there for sure.
Okay, has to be.
So yeah, it's gonna be interesting how that goes down there and what staff that he builds. And then I don't like this move. Matt Nagy to the Giants. You know, you got John Harbaugh there, and you generally have 3 types of head coaches. You have the CEO head coach, who is like a Campbell or a Harbaugh, who's like, he hires his coordinators, lets them run their systems on the other side of the ball, and then he just kind of manages the team as a whole. And then you have your offensive guys like Kyle Shanahan and McVay, who are offensive coordinators who become head coaches, and they run their systems on that side, and they hire defensive coordinators to do their side. And then you obviously have the opposite of that with defensive coordinators who run their defense and hire OCs, kind of what you have down in Tennessee, and what they do. So Shanahan is a CEO. I mean, Harbaugh is a CEO type. Nagy's going to run this offense, and I do not like that at all. Matt Nagy has been garbage can for the last few years. I will say his offense before he got hired to the Bears is what got him hired to the Bears, but it did not.
Chiefs.
Yes, but this Andy Reid's offense, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
And so none of Andy Reid's, if you look at Andy Reid's coaching tree, they don't really do shit. You know, it's because Andy Reid is his system, it's his mind. And so when they leave, it's like, I want to do my own thing. Well, you fucking suck.
Yeah.
So,
you have no idea.
Yeah. Like BME tried to go to the Commanders as the OC there, and he wasn't good and got canned. Yeah. And then, you know, we're talking about with Matt Nagy. So I don't like that at all. I mean, talk a little bit about that. You know we got Jackson Dart there. We got Scatterboo. We got Neighbors. We got an offense there. And now we just got this dude's going to go in there and muck up the system.
I want to say his first year in Chicago was decent.
Yeah.
So people started buying in. And
was that with the biscuit?
Yeah, I think so.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
I
think they might have went to the playoffs that year.
Was he the one that drafted the biscuit? Like, he didn't draft him. The general manager did, but was it under his? I'll look that up. So go ahead and say what you're saying.
I think so. I think that was
there. Yeah. Right after the big run with the Chiefs, the end. He was with the Chiefs during Alex Smith, and then the beginning of
Mahomes.
Mahomes, yeah. And so a couple of seasons of Mahomes, and they're dominating, and they're like, we need this guy. Yeah. We'll bring him into Chicago. And
I would have never guessed that. John Fox was still the head coach.
Oh, John Fox.
Oh, wow, really?
That's right.
Yeah. No, what was it? Was John Fox's was, it is what it is. Just, we had a bad day. Picked a bad day to have a bad day. A punt's a good play. Good old John, the most conservative coach you'll ever have. John Fox used to coach. He coached the Panthers to a Super Bowl. The first one that they made with Delhomme against the Patriots.
Oh, damn.
That was John Fox. But he was so conservative. That dude, he would not. The reason he don't coach anymore is because he will not get along in this everybody goes for it on fourth down era. It's not Fox.
The last big run for the Panthers was Riverboat Ron.
It was Riverboat Ron. Yeah.
What happened to him? Where is Ron Rivera?
He got fired.
He spent some time with the Commanders.
With
right?
the Commanders,
he got fired last season before they brought in
Quinn.
Dan Quinn. I keep wanting to say Dan Campbell. Everything. They brought in Dan Quinn last year, so he got fired before 2024.
Yeah, he may be back in college now.
Rivera might just be chilling at the house, to be honest with you.
Yeah, maybe so.
He might be a greeter at Walmart.
Yeah. I will say Ron Rivera as a person, great person.
Yeah.
Seems like it.
Yeah. He's this dude is one of those, every player he's ever coached, love this guy who'd go to bat for him above and beyond. I loved him as a Panther coach. It just, but he's it says he's the operations general manager of California.
Wow.
Like the whole state.
What?
The California Golden Bears. So he's at Cal. So you're right. He did go, but he's like he's like the general manager, which I guess with the NIL, you got to have general managers in college now.
Yeah. You got to have a whole budget committee these days.
But I will say, I think the year that the Biscuit made the playoffs with the Bears was
the
first
Matt year of Nagy, I believe. Yeah. And then 2 horrible seasons after that, and he's gone.
Horrible. And the problem with Nagy is, and this, I think it's the biggest problem with a lot of these failure of coaches, is that they're just dicks. They think they're smarter than everybody else. And if you're Kyle Shanahan and you have that attitude, you can get away with it because
you win.
Generally on offense, he is smarter than everybody else, and you win games. But when you're not that good and you're an asshole about it and you don't listen to anybody else and you my way or the highway type coach, then it's going to be an abject failure.
Adam Gase.
Yes, Adam Gase. Yeah, it's the same thing. Also, he's from that Colts. He was Peyton Manning's offensive coordinator, but really Peyton Manning was Peyton Manning's offensive coordinator. Let's be
fair. And that's how he got all these. I think he might have took over interim for the Dolphins that year.
Yeah. That was back when Tannehill was still there, wasn't it?
Yeah. He had them running Oklahoma drills and all that.
Yeah, that's one of those.
Like, this will fix it.
Yeah. We're going to make them feel like they're back in college. You're going to do it. It's like, bro, these guys make the best player on this team makes 3 times more than you ever thought about making. And you're going to have him out here doing where they got up downs in their pads. So.
But I will say the Giants have a great young potential team on offense. So he's going to have the weapons. I mean,
defense isn't that bad either. Their defense is not bad.
And the good thing is he's not the head coach. So it's like if Harbaugh's that dude's used to running an organization. If he don't like what's happening, he'll go and say, "You need to change this shit up. You're going to be out." So
when Darius Slayton is the grizzled old vet of the team, you're doing all right.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah, I mean, Wan'Dale's proven to be a pretty damn solid receiver in 2 years. So you got him as your 2, or
I think he's up. He needs to be renewed because he doesn't get the
because
the 5th year.
He wouldn't. Was he a first round pick?
No, I think he was second.
You sure?
I think it was second.
As bad as they pick, he might have been. You remember they were the ones that took Kadarius. Kadarius Toney.
Damn, I forgot about Kadarius Toney.
So did the NFL.
Yeah.
So did the NFL.
But he's got Dart. He's got Scatterboo. He's got Neighbors.
And their defense is already solid.
Yeah, their defense is pretty good. And
even Wan'Dale, if they hang on to him. There's definitely potential there on offense if he can just pull it together. Harbaugh was a quarterback, so I'm sure he's going to have a big say in it.
Yeah, for sure. Let's see. Wan'Dale was drafted. You're right. Second round, 43rd overall.
Yeah.
So and that was in 2022. So
he doesn't have the 5th year option.
So this year it will be his year. He still has one.
This will be 4th.
Yeah, because
22, 23, 24. 25.
So he played all of 2022 into 2023, and then 2023, 2024.
So his 4-year contract is up.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
So they have to pay him to keep him.
Yeah. Which I think they should.
Yeah.
Because you can't leave it all up to Neighbors. I mean, Neighbors, didn't they come out public this week and say that it was actually a torn meniscus and ACL? So he is doubtful to even show up for
Neighbors
for training camp.
Yeah.
Well,
they could run Jameis Winston out there as their wide receiver too. I mean, he did catch a touchdown this year. I mean, so
I'd put him at tight end.
Yeah, I was looking to see who else they had because I thought there was somebody else that they had picked up.
Yeah, Wan'Dale is unrestricted. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and I think Slayton is still on contract for at least another year.
They just signed him like
2
years. Like last year, the report was like a huge ass dumb contract for a wide receiver 3. Yeah, exactly. Like it was insane. We were joking about it for 6 months after it, but
he's getting up there in age too at this point, though.
I think, he rookied in football years. He's been in here a while.
Yeah.
I mean,
he was
Slayton?
yeah,
Slayton,
wasn't he like
he's 32, I believe.
Yeah, so he was like one of the young guys on the boat with Odell.
He's 29.
Remember the boat pick? Him and Sterling Shepard.
He's 29.
Oh, he is?
7 years in the league. He's 29 years old.
Nah, he's 32. I don't care what it says.
But yeah, they have the weapons. If
Wasn't
they can just
there
put
a
it
thing
together.
with Diggs on a boat too when he was with Minnesota? I thought there was a
Maybe.
thing with Diggs on a boat.
I'm sure Diggs has been on a boat a lot of times.
Yeah, that's probably, yeah.
And they're speculating that he got was it Cardi B that he's with?
A bunch of them pregnant. He's got like 1.5 million kids. Or something. Him and
Like
Nick
that-
Cannon, they're repopulating the world.
You impregnate three
that's
women
right.
at the same time.
Exactly.
This is when he was on a yacht with his girlfriend, including Cardi B, handling a bag of an unidentified pink substance to somebody.
Yes.
That's what it was.
Oh yeah,
I
the
knew
Diddy
there was a
Coke.
boat thing with him.
The Diddy Coke?
Yeah, the pink cocaine.
Yeah.
What do they call it? Tootsie.
Hold on.
Allegedly.
for legal purposes.
Yeah.
Just in case.
Yeah. That dude. Oh God. Yeah. He's he's something else.
He's a wild boy, man.
Yes.
Call him
Yes, he
Steve
is.
O.
Didn't he he just got accused of choking a chef over how much money that he was supposed to pay her or something too.
For a guy that comes off as like a genuinely decent, fun
when
guy.
when you see him talk, you're like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? Why's everybody you
Wholesome
got
guy.
beef with
Yeah.
Stephon Diggs?
And then you talk to the teammates aside, and they're like, "Don't trust anybody."
Yeah, they're like,
around
fuck that
fool."
guy.
Yeah.
I don't want that guy anywhere near my sister, let
Yes.
alone
Bro,
talking to her.
Yeah,
you know?
there was a clip where they went at when he was with the
Buffalo,
Bills.
yeah.
They were asking like, "Who's the player that you would not let date your sister?"
Yeah,
and
it's Diggs.
unanimously,
Oh,
it was
yeah.
Stephon Diggs. It's like, stay
I
the
mean,
fuck-
that makes sense now that we know three
Yeah.
women are pregnant at the same time.
Yeah, dude's just fertile.
I don't know how we get
yeah.
off on this tangent. All right, so enough on the Nagy stuff and the Diggs digging. The Browns, we talked a little bit last week about it, but Todd Monken to the Browns, I don't know how that's going to work out. You got Deshaun Watson that's still there. You got Pro Bowl quarterback Shedeur Sanders is there now.
Pro Bowl quarterback Joe Flacco. Who's
No,
still-
he's not there anymore.
Oh, yeah, he was there. That's
Yeah,
right.
he might be there again. Who fucking knows what Joe's going to do? You got Quinshon Judkins, up and coming running back, wide receivers. We don't know what's going on with them. It looks like what's his lips?
Judy.
Yeah, Jerry Judy. There it is. Is everything Steve Smith said he was. Not good.
Yeah.
But you got some up and comers with Tillman seems to be fairly solid. And then Isaiah Bond started flashing a little bit. And then, you got Harold Fanning. Harold Fanning looks like the real deal.
Yeah.
There,
Oh, absolutely.
and so it's going to, we'll have to figure out, the biggest thing that the Cleveland needs right now is stability. But it doesn't seem like they're going to get that because the instability seems to happen above the head coach. And so I don't know what Todd Monken's going to be able to do there to stabilize that organization, what they're going to do with Deshaun Watson. They can't afford to cut him. And so you're either going to have a guy on the bench that's getting paid $8 quadrillion while you have Shedeur Sanders start, or you're going to bench Shedeur after,
Don't. The backlash will kill you.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So
we can't even watch a Super Bowl without Shedeur Sanders' name being thrown around.
And so
I know, right?
the media attention that team's going to get just
Yes.
off of the quarterback controversy that's
Don't-
going to start.
and
It's
it
going to be
feels-
annoying. It's already annoying, and it hasn't really even
Yeah.
started.
And well, it feels like it's always around the Browns, right?
Yeah, because they went and sacrificed their soul and future for Deshaun Watson, and it turned
Yeah.
out to be hands down the worst deal any team's ever made in the history of the NFL. You know who's happy that they did that? Seattle, based off of the deal they made with Dallas 100 years ago that got Dallas Super Bowls.
Yeah.
Wasn't that with Seattle? When Jimmy Johnson made that big deal,
The big trade?
the big trade where he sent Herschel Walker to Seattle. That used to be, they did a whole
That's how
documentary.
they drafted Emmett.
Yeah, because everything that he included in the deal was if this guy doesn't make the team, I get this pick or that pick.
It was like
so as soon as he got these players, he cut them and got the picks from because he knew that Seattle at the time was going to be terrible.
Yeah.
And it ended up letting him basically draft the triplets and go to win back-to-back Super Bowls. But that deal got a whole podcast done or a whole documentary done about it.
Yeah.
The Deshaun Watson deal makes that deal look like it was one of the most brilliant deals ever made because the Deshaun Watson deal is easily the worst deal ever made in the history, probably of sports. So, yeah, it's always something
Even
with the
before
Browns.
then, though, the Baker Mayfield, because Baker Mayfield was really divisive coming in, polarizing guy.
Yeah,
so
well,
the
Johnny Manziel before that.
Yeah.
Manziel,
it's always something. You're right. It's always something.
Yeah,
Even when
signing
Baker
RG3 and he plays one drive.
Yeah, you sign Odell, and then Odell's dad comes and basically gets Baker Mayfield run out of town.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't getting the ball to Odell, yeah, it's always some drama with the Browns, and it's not going to end anytime soon.
To be the worst team in history.
Yeah, with probably one of the top 5 greatest defenses that's ever been put together in the last few years.
Yeah.
And to be just so absolutely pathetic. They went, what was it, 1 year, the 2 years they went 1-31.
Yeah.
Where they won one game in 2 seasons.
Yeah.
So it's like the Browns.
What was his name? Hugh Jackson.
Hugh Jackson, it was absolutely.
And they gave him a 3rd season.
Yeah.
He won one game in 2 seasons,
they're like,
and they gave him another season.
Come on back.
It can't be that bad, right?
I think we're building something here.
Yeah, you're starting to gain some momentum, and then after he only had 3 wins during that season. They're like, you know what? Actually, you do suck. Get the fuck out of here.
This was a mistake.
So, it's funny too. Now, going back to the Raiders, you can add Kubiak's money to the $50 million they're already shelling out to coaches. You can add whatever they're paying Kubiak's on top of that. So it's probably close to $60 million now. They're going to be paying.
Come on,
next
now.
year,
We'll give you one of the biggest contracts.
They're like, look, we'll hire you, but you're going to have to go for whatever the league minimum is for coaches because we're shelling $50 million out to these guys that don't work here anymore. So,
luckily, they're in Vegas.
But yeah, I don't know with the Browns, man. I like Todd Monken's offense. I will admit that. I think it's a good offense when run properly with the right pieces. I think what happened this last year with the Ravens was a lot of injury. But if you look at what happened in 2024 with this offense, when it got to clicking, it was absolutely phenomenal. It put up tons of points.
I think he's one of the best offensive minds.
I do too. I don't know how he's going to be as a head coach, but I'm with you on that. I think he's a great offensive mind. So I don't know. It's just whether he's going to be able to deal with the drama and all that shit with a quarterback. So
they've been mocked a lot to take Carnell Tate out of Ohio State.
I've been mocking them for years.
Yeah, well, everybody else does too. I mean, it's them and the Jets. Everybody mocks them.
Yep. They mock themselves a lot of times as well.
They should. This is a factory of sadness.
What is that from? I've seen that.
Yeah,
that's a clip from something.
I think it was a
factory of sadness.
It was a meme that some guy did it. He went out to the front of the stadium and he's like screaming at the stadium.
Oh, the Jets guy.
No, it was the Browns.
Oh God.
Yeah.
The fan.
Factory of Sadness.
Yes.
Yeah, you'll probably see the video whenever you type that in.
Yeah, well, now that our phones have heard it, it'll show up in my reels.
Oh, absolutely.
when I go walk in the other
Factory of
room.
Sadness, a Cleveland Browns fan. It's the first thing that pops up on YouTube. Yeah. I was thinking about the Jets fan last year, the kid that basically just started crying.
Oh yeah.
He's like, it's not even. I was born into that. I didn't have any choice. If I could go back and I could choose different,
I'd much rather be a Browns fan.
All right, the last one we'll talk about, Mike LaFleur, the offensive coordinator, has been the offensive coordinator under McVay for the last 3 years, with the Rams going to Arizona. Obviously, the brother of Matt LaFleur, who is the head coach of Green Bay. I really like this hire. Again, though, Arizona, much like the Browns, is a terribly run organization with terrible owners. So you worry about these coaches coming in and what kind of pull they're going to be able to have. You kind of seen with what even went on with the Giants about everybody infighting about who should have drafted who, and even with Minnesota where they're fighting and pointing fingers at even Buffalo.
They're doing that. Buffalo. They're doing that at Buffalo right now.
Yeah, so these
we didn't want Keon Coleman.
Yeah,
I don't even know who this guy is or why he showed up.
And so it's like you see all this going on, but LaFleur going to Arizona. I think one of the best things, if he could get it done, is to hire what's his lips that was the head coach of the Bills as his defensive coordinator.
McDermott.
If he could hire McDermott I don't know if McDermott would do that. He may want to take a year off. I can't believe McDermott didn't get more head coach run. But if he can get McDermott to come in and be his defensive coordinator, or any of these guys really, and I don't think defensive coordinator has been hired across the board, except maybe the Giants. I'm not sure if they've hired a defense coordinator. I'm pretty sure I know the Raiders haven't because Kubiak hadn't been made official yet. And I haven't heard Arizona if they've hired one because LaFleur's going to be the OC and he's going to be running that McVay offense. So, which, we'll see. Zach Taylor was also a McVay disciple and he was not a good OC with the Falcons, whether that was his own fault or whether it was the head coach not letting him run his offense's fault. I don't know. We'll see next year because he's now the head coach or the offensive coordinator for Tampa. But back to this, is LaFleur going to be able to come out there and run that McVay offense and be successful in Arizona? And are they going to keep Kyler there? That's the question. Are they going to stick with the Brisket? Are they going to re-sign the Brisket? I'm pretty sure he's a free agent. And there's not a quarterback really for them to draft where they're drafting that's going to come in and take anybody's job or start. Are they going to keep Kyler there? I'm pretty sure Kyler's still under contract, but we looked it up last week.
I think
if they cut him before June 1st, they can save like $30 million or $20 million or something crazy.
Big number, yeah, definitely.
And so, are they going to do that? Or if they do that, they have to re-sign Brissett if they want to have any chance of competing.
Yeah, and any shot at it. I'm trying to think if there's anybody else out there
Clayton
that would be worth going to.
I think Clayton Toombs is still on their roster, but I mean that dude's nothing. Yeah, they could go after Malik Willis. Malik Willis is going to be up this year. They're talking about he could be out on the free agent market. That guy might get 40. He might get starter money this year, like real starter money.
You know who their starter is going to be?
Who?
Carson Beck.
Carson Beck.
Yes.
You think they're going to draft Carson Beck and start? Oh my God! Please, God, don't draft Sid. Listen, dude. Carson Beck has the most punchable face that's ever been created on a human being. I don't care.
The hype is already starting to build.
That guy is so annoying.
Yeah.
He looks like Sid from not Toy Story, the Sid, the
Ice Age.
Ice Age. God.
The sloth.
He does have the face.
And the eyes are 35 miles apart. Yeah. But he also looks like if you went and watched every 80s movie that has a teenage bully in it.
Yeah.
If you took all their faces and stuck it in a computer program and said, create a bully that meets the criteria of all these faces, it would be his face.
He looks like fucking Eddie Haskell from Leave It to Beaver.
No, he does. Eddie Haskell looked great compared to that.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? The bully from Christmas Story.
Yeah.
That's closer. Damn, I forgot what I was going to say now. Oh, the hype is starting to build for Carson Beck though, and it's going to continue. I mean, he'll probably be a day 2 guy, but I'm predicting he's going in the second round somewhere. So one of these teams are going to take a chance on him.
Well, we'll see what he does in the combine. The hype can build, but if he goes and craps his pants at the combine, then
I think it would be Kyler. I mean, of course, they're built completely different, but it would be Kyler Murray all over again. This guy also is on record saying, I do not watch football.
Yeah.
I just play it.
Yeah. He doesn't watch film.
So it would be a lateral move in the end.
Yeah.
Unless they want to take a chance on Diego Pavia. We just like short quarterbacks.
That's even worse. That's why I said there's no quarterback I think they're going to draft that's going to compete, even with Clayton Tune, to be honest with you.
Yeah, they'd be better off holding on to the Brisket.
If you get beat out by Clayton Tune, dude, you should just go to the AFL or the UFL.
I'm calling right now. Malik Willis is going to be a Cardinal next year. That's what I'm calling.
I think so.
Yeah, I think if Malik's going to, because I'm pretty sure his contract is up. They're not going to re-sign him to stay in Green Bay because they're not going to pay him. He knows he can get starter money. I'm sure his agent right now is telling you, bro, we can get you starter money.
That's a big chance that you're taking on him.
I mean, it's already out there though. All the experts right now are saying it. There's people that are going to be going out. He looked great coming in for Jordan Love last year. Yeah, but I mean, but he's
already been a failed starter though. But with
the Titans, every start that he had, and you got to look. LaFleur, his brother, is going to Arizona. You know what I'm saying? So Matt could be like, hey, you need to get this dude. He already and they run similar systems. Matt already runs that McVay system in Green Bay. That's where they all came from. Well, they all came from the Shanahan tree. So it's all part of the same thing. And he's head coaching. This dude's about to be on the market. He's going to tell you, get rid of this, keep Brissett. Bring this dude in, let them compete, and I'm calling it. Based off of the fact that his brother's going there, and that Malik Willis is going to be on the market. I think Malik Willis, if they pay, that's the problem with Arizona.
You have to know what their money
they're going to cut that check.
Yeah,
but if they give him a 3-year deal,
whatever they save with Kyler Murray, they could give to him.
Absolutely, yeah, they're definitely going to have to get rid of Kyler to do this. But put him on a 3-year deal, approve it 3-year deal with a fourth year they can get out option, and or even make the third year a void year. Yeah, basically give him 2 years at $40 million, let him come in, and then see what he can do.
It's just hard to believe Malik Willis will be getting $40 to $50 million a year after his history.
I know, but
I mean, just off of a few good games as backup.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm a Malik Willis fan. I like him as a person.
Yeah.
I don't know what he can make in the NFL, but I don't know if you've ever dove into the Malik Willis as a person. But that dude, like, you can see clips of him giving like his practice jerseys to homeless people.
Yeah.
Like this.
That's great.
Yeah, like with not with cameras around him. Like it was caught by somebody going, "Hey, what is he doing right now?" And he's like digging through a bag, like handing this homeless guy his jerseys and stuff.
He's like, "I don't fucking play for the Titans no more. Y'all keep this shit."
I don't know. I just
Will Levis signed this one. You need to get rid of this shit right here too.
But I like what Malik Willis did this year. I thought he looked great for and it's the same. He's already familiar with the system. It's not like he's going to have to really relearn a lot to go to Arizona. So
it seems like those Louisville quarterbacks, are possibly working out in the NFL. I mean, Lamar Jackson has been one of the best. Looks like Tyler Shugg is decent. I mean, so
we just had it. Clint Kubiak is officially the head coach of the Raiders.
Oh,
so
nice.
It's official. So
for the next year and a half.
Yeah. In 2028, they're going to be paying $100 million to coaches and hiring a new one again. It's like it's definitely the coach's fault, guys. It's not anybody else. We just got to get the right one in here to take us where we got to go.
Just keep taking shots. Keep throwing darts.
Yeah. It's definitely not the owner who has the worst haircut that's ever been created in the world.
Oh my God. I remember that photo of him and Gruden sitting next to each other. The Chucky dolls.
Yeah. My favorite thing is like his 25-year-old smoking hot Instagram model girlfriend saying that she didn't even, in an interview, she's like, I didn't even know he was super rich when I met him. He's like, listen, go ahead and tell you right, I'm not the best looking dude in the world. I can tell you that as a fact. But you put me and him next to each other, and I look like Chris Hemsworth. Okay, as is right now with this body and this face next to that dude, I look like Chris Hemsworth.
I just fell in love with him because he's so sexy.
Yeah.
Girl, you a damn lie.
That's what that interviewer says. You a damn lie. Oh God. That's what I was about to say. He didn't. Malik didn't play at Louisville.
Oh, where did Malik come from?
He started at Auburn, but when he got drafted, it was out of Liberty.
Liberty. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was about to say. Right, I was like, Liberty. My brain was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I had to go look it up.
Who was the guy that got drafted out of Louisville after Lamar Jackson?
I couldn't even begin to tell you that.
I remember that Liberty run now. They actually were really decent and were talked about even possibly going to the playoffs that year. And
I didn't even realize that they were in the same, like Liberty was a high enough division to go that.
Yeah, they're D1. They're not Power 5 or Power 4 now.
Oh, yeah, I know that.
Yeah.
Bridgewater's from Louisville.
Teddy Bridgewater, yeah.
Malik
They've actually had a Cunningham. That's who Malik Cunningham.
I forgot that guy even. Yeah. Didn't he change positions when he came in the NFL?
He went to a wide receiver, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yep. All right. Well, that's it. If any major news drops, anything crazy, generally when the free agency and trades and anything get going, we will have a show at some point talking about, players, where they're going now and stuff like that. So we'll hit all that up, I'm sure. There's no real set timetable. We just kind of do whatever the fuck we want, whenever the fuck we want to do it.
I will say it'd probably be good for some numbers to run a decent bit in the off season.
What do you mean?
Run your shows a decent bit in the off season, so you start building those people, and you'll see it climb. Like rather than waiting till just before week 1, we start back.
Oh no, we generally pick back up 4 weeks before the draft, and start talking about prospects and stuff like that.
And you run from the draft, and
then we stay steady from the draft on. We only take like a month or so off. It's not anything crazy.
I've seen a lot of podcasts just lose all their viewers over the off season. They just disappear and come back week 1, and then the numbers are gone.
Generally, by the time we get to this point in the season, it feels more like a job than something fun, and we're not getting paid to do this. So at this point, it's like a good time for us to take a few weeks off, even playing fantasy. Like all the teams I haven't touched any of my teams. I haven't seen any trades out because I just kind of got away from it all.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of like a way to rejuvenate, get your back in the headspace, get ready for the next year. Mm-hmm. And then right about the time we start getting excited again for the next year, that's about the time we start rolling again.
Yeah.
And get ready to go. So we'll do that. But again, good, it's good that I like the fact that Seattle won the Super Bowl, but I didn't necessarily care for either one. But I called that shit. I didn't call it in my brackets though. I have to at least own that. I did pick the Patriots, but once I saw how bad the Patriots offense was, I switched at the last minute.
Yeah, good idea.
Yeah. You hedged your bets. You picked one on this team and the other. So when you go to the other podcast, you can be like, I had it right all along.
Yeah, nailed it.
I would definitely.
Did y'all pick a score on that one? Or y'all just pick a winner?
Yeah, I just gave the same score, and it was not right, obviously. But I thought maybe Drake May could turn it into a shootout and hang in there. But I definitely picked the Seahawks to win.
All right. Well, there it is. If anything we ever say or do helps you get to that average place in your leagues, that means we've done our jobs, because when you finish average, you don't finish last. We hope you guys have a good getting ready for the next season. If you're in best balls, have fun drafting those lineups. Mm-hmm. And we'll talk to you on the flip side.
Deuces.
Later.
Holla.